Doing? So you got something you want us to talk about, Brandy?
What's up, everybody? This is 10 Times Now Coach Josh Smalls, AJ, word artist, AJ Houston in the building. My brother, it is always an honor to be in your presence. How is your day going?
Man, my day is excellent. I'm saying the beginning of the week, man, I didn't do my show Wednesday morning read share yesterday. I did do my impromptu interview, but I got my first Moderna shot for COVID vaccine because I'm going to see my mom and my new grandbaby that's on its way in Dallas. And man, they said if you had COVID before, when you take the shot, they have a whole list of things that could occur, but it don't happen to everybody.
Right.
So you don't really know what to expect. So I wasn't expecting what I got. Yeah. It came like it was expected. What's that? Night of Nightingale. Okay. Awesome name. Night of Nightingale. Okay. Appreciate you coming through. No, but I got the shot, so I had to let my body rest, man.
Wow.
Because the last thing I'm gonna do is go through that COVID experience. See, COVID should be like a ride at the fair or something. It should be a ride at the state parks, because I don't think people understand. All these people that think COVID ain't real, create a ride called COVID, the COVID-19 experience, and let people ride this ride. And then when you get off, you're gonna say, man, that was just a short ride, but I don't want to go through that again.
I want to go through that again.
So, Corey, what up? No,
I've heard some folks who had gone through it. Another friend of mine, good friend of mine, poet friend of mine, a sister of mine, I love her to pieces. In so many words, she had just gotten recently, she's just now getting over her bout with COVID. It ain't no joke, man. I've not had it, right? Well, I have not knowingly had it, but I think I might have had a touch of it when I kept thinking I was dehydrated. I was so tired for whatever reason. I just think that if I did have it, it didn't affect me to that point where I was just all the way down and out. But I don't have September Virgo in the building. I don't have that I don't have bad eating habits. I don't have those things, so I don't know what else it might have been. Brandy, what's good, love? What's good? And so, and not that I wanted to have had it, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Not that I was walking around looking for it,
Yeah. I knew where to find it if I wanted it.
You can find it any Walmart, CVS, Walgreens.
Yeah, right there waiting on you, like a bad habit.
Man, I'm telling you, man, it is. It's amazing, man, how regardless of what we go through, it's excellent, man. It's just awesome to be here.
Yeah.
Awesome to understand that every day is not chosen for you unless you make it. And if you make it, that means there's some shit you're supposed to be doing. There's some shit you're supposed to accomplish. So you didn't make it here just to say you made it. You made it here to say, okay, can I make this happen?
Can I make this happen?
Yes, so there's a difference.
Yeah.
So I think it's time that we, there was a video.
Mm-hmm.
Video. I sent you the video. This lady sitting in the middle of the street. Lady sitting in the she turned her car. She's sitting in the middle of the street by herself. By 5 or 6 police cars pull up. All these police is coming around. They just standing around. People are standing out, watchers. And this lady comes up with a phone. She say, "What y'all doing? Y'all back up. This is what a protest is."
Yeah.
She got on them so hard, man. She got on them so hard. And she said, "Can I sit with you?" And she sit down with this lady, and she was talking to all the black people. She said, "Y'all just sitting here. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all want to start y'all cameras up. Y'all want to start y'all cameras up and showing where y'all at, but y'all not participating. Y'all call yourself a community if we ain't community fighting."
I could not believe. Here's what I want to say. It's 2 things that I know about how black people run in this America. The youth always leading the damn way, and the black woman always took care of our black asses. Always. There was a black woman in every movement.
Didn't get the credit.
Miss Betty. Always. I don't give a damn what it was. It was a black woman somewhere around.
But the thing is that's, and see, I don't think people follow history as close as they need to, because when you look at the civil rights movement, it was a fight for equality. It has no specificity. It didn't say for black men, didn't say for white women, didn't say for black women. It said for all these people that don't have these rights to vote, for all these people that don't have these rights, for people that can't do this and can't do that. This is what we're fighting for.
Right.
But see, America noticed that. So America said, okay, so what if we create this women's movement? Although the same rights would be in the same bills, they just wanted to add that specificity. But basically, if they pull the black women from the civil rights movement with the black men, what is it still? Black men against America.
Yeah. Yeah.
And see, and I don't think anybody was looking at that. But I had a problem with the concept that we don't see how division works. That we've been divided so many times that we forgot mathematics.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't even know addition no more.
What's that? What is that? Shit. I think that, you know, we want what white America has so bad that we're willing to risk all to get it, but risk none to get it. You know what I'm saying? We will risk everything to get it.
Well, I don't think it's risking all to get it. I think we will give up everything for it.
Yeah, yeah. That's a better way of saying it. Yeah.
We give up everything for it. Like, okay, you know, because I had to explain to somebody before. I said, you know, because Americans keep saying that if you let these people come over here, or these immigrants come, or you let these people come over here, they're going to take our jobs. But what they don't understand is, like, before there was a red line, there was on the other side of the tracks, we had barbershops, we had, you know, a laundromat, we had a neighborhood grocery store, we had the candy house, we had our own method of banks, our own bartering service, we had all these things that we had in our own community. And we had a lawnmower. There was these boys got together. Some man said, I got 18 lawnmowers. We finna cut all these grass. They had the Brown company. Yeah. My uncle had a roofing company. So he fixing roofs, working on houses. And they knew they were getting these contracts. They knew that the government said, okay, you got to give minorities this percent of the contracts. Right. So we were getting those contracts. So at some point in time, when they decided that we wanted to merge our resources, we decided we want to give up those jobs because we would rather start as a janitor, start in the mailroom of these corporations with the thought that I'll eventually be VP or I eventually be partner. Right. Give up our job while we are the CEO. See, I don't think we understand, like, okay, we are the CEO of this company, but we want to start the bottom level here so we can eventually be a part of your company. So it was always, we wanted to be a part of somebody else's something and neglect our own ability to build our own universe, our own corporation.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's sad. It's sad because in this day and time, right, after all that America has shown what they're going to give us, we shouldn't even be having this conversation. In fact, a lot of what America does is always what they've always done. They want to put this one against that one. Having what they call immigrants here is allowing another minority group in this country. I said this earlier. I probably said this 3 times today. If the minority groups forget that they are minority groups, we don't have to worry about a minority. We become the majority instantly.
Now, okay, wait. Say that one more time.
If the minority groups drop the title of minority.
Okay, if the many separate drop the separate.
Drop the separate.
Just become the many.
Just become the many.
Okay, so if the many separate just become the many, if the minority groups decide that they're no longer minority groups, that we are a group.
We're a group.
So if the many separates just drop the separate and become the many, we'd have a whole different look at what America. See, because I had a friend of mine down the street from me. He had a cleaning company, right? He started cleaning buildings. This is in Dallas. I'm saying, I live in Oak Cliff, right down from the, 12 minutes or less from downtown Dallas. He got this one building downtown. Got a couple people saying he's doing good. So he had about 8, 9 buildings downtown. So he cleaned it up.
Yeah.
He done bought him a little pool hall, bought him a laundromat, bought him a little club, bought him a whole row of houses and all this other stuff. But like most black people, what's up today? Most black people, when they start making money, back in the day, the first thing they would do is they would start having cocaine parties. He invited me to this party, and I'm like, okay. I walked in and turned around and walked out. Because I was like, I've seen this.
Right.
This ain't a good beginning to a bad end. I'm saying it ain't a good beginning to a bad end. This is a good beginning to a horrible end.
Horrible end.
So just know that he lost a couple of his contracts cleaning because he was doing more partying than cleaning. So then he couldn't afford the cocaine that they were buying. So they bought the short stack. The short stack of cocaine is called crack rock.
Mm-hmm.
So then he lost the row of houses he had that he was renting out. Then he moved into his parents' the garage house. But I'm saying you could see what down looked like. You could see what falling sounded like and didn't have to hear the thump.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, but that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We gave up our businesses for a piece of a dream that wasn't even offered to us. We just heard somebody said there was a dream dreaming. We heard somebody say there was a possibility of a dream. So we just say, okay, so, talking about that dream that they said that somebody could dream if they would close their eyes and dream it. We want to be a part of that. And here we are. Here we are now trying to restart businesses, trying to understand why in every other community, the minimum amount of times the dollar flows through every other community is 6. The maximum amount of times the dollar flows through the black community is 3. So tell me how, as fast as the dollars come in, they're leaving. And we wonder why we can't get these streets fixed and these roofs fixed and why that house on the corner ain't fixed and why other people coming in, they not only fix their house, they'll build a house next to it before you fix your roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out, what the problem is. See, the problem is, like Josh said, when we find out that if all these many minorities stop being estranged and say, okay, we're going to call ourselves many. We're not going to have minorities to it. We're not going to have the many Asians, the many blacks, the many Hispanics. We're not going to have the many anything. We're just going to be the many. And see how we work. See if we sit down and say, okay, you can't tell us that we can vote. We're going to vote you out. We have 17 attorney generals, John. 17 attorney generals that said that your vote should not have counted.
Right.
They tried to disavow your vote, signed a document saying that they don't even live in the state.
Right.
That they're trying to get the votes discounted from.
In the state that they don't belong to.
Yeah. And the thing is, to me, that's saying that this attorney general said in his state, my coloreds are good. I think he would say colored. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think they would be called colored at this juncture. Like my colors are good because they're not gonna vote me out. It's name recognition. They're not voting in enough mass to get rid of me anyway. Right. We don't care because we don't care what they say or what they do because we're gonna tell you we don't care, and you can't do nothing about it.
Nothing about it. Can't do nothing about it.
When do we understand that? If one person says one thing, a few people hear it.
Yeah.
Like Jesus on the Mount. But if you got a bunch of Jesuses saying the same thing,
Saying the same thing.
Oh, now you got a sermon. Now you got a sermon on the Now them fishing 5 loaves don't mean nothing. Everybody getting the message.
Yeah.
So when we start saying the same thing or being the same thing or being about the same bit of business, it'll look different.
It'll look different.
It'll look different because Ja be talking about, hey, I got this book, 101 Love Notes from Ja. Y'all check it out. Please support me. I got a new baby. I'm trying to buy these Pampers and this, and these diapers and all this other stuff for this baby that we got to do because she just outgrew the clothes you bought for her last week.
She damn sure did.
I know. She just outgrew the clothes you bought for her last week, and they were sharp too. They were sharp. And now if you sell them, you paid $30 for them, but they give you $3.
Give you $3 for it.
So what I'm saying is nobody should have to come on and say, look, we ain't struggling artists no more. We're not Poe because Poe don't start for poets and Poe don't mean poets are Poe. So what we have to do is say, look, if we supporting Black businesses, how is it we got to keep asking you to support us?
Right.
But anybody else, I'm saying, I see you trending. I see you buying whatever Cardi B had on in this video or whatever they had on the runway or probably what they're gonna have in this movie set. All these people, if it has the Oscars or whatever coming up, they're gonna be showing all these great designs and all these clothes where you're gonna go buy knockoffs. And so when we finally decide that we're gonna support each other, it's not gonna matter what anybody else say because see. When you support me, I support them, they support somebody else, and then they come back and support us. So the dollars are flowing around us. So now our dollar is multiplying because we're sharing it and multiplying the dollars.
Yeah.
So whenever we decide that we're going to be the many and not the minority.
The moment we decide that, we change everything. The moment, I've said this before. If I know martial arts, I can hurt you with this one finger, right? I ain't got to know nothing to hurt you with this fist. I ain't got to know nothing about how to swing that fist. And no matter how I swing it, you're going to feel it. And so all we have to do is drop these titles. If we drop these titles, and for all those who always talk about, the system, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. The way they run in the system proves that we can be great in this system.
Yeah.
The only thing they have over us is numbers.
No, the only thing they have over us is the title. Somebody voted them in.
They might vote them in. They got the title.
No. We didn't vote, but they got in.
They got in. Yeah.
But I was going to say, I had this song talking about
too much feedback.
And why your thumb is easily broken and why your pointer can't. It was these things about fist. But it's not. It's not a talented weapon, but you can use it as one.
You can use it.
But why it's not. So when we understand that there's things that we have to understand within ourselves before we can sit down here and say, okay, let me tell you how this works.
Yeah. We keep doing. I'm gonna go ahead and go there. We want to be like Ice Cube. We want to be like Ice Cube. We want to wait till somebody else do something and say, oh well, shit. You ain't do what I asked you to do, so I can't help you. Didn't never tell them what to do. Never offer up nothing. Never even stood in line with some folks to talk about it, but then want to wait till the last minute and say, that ain't gonna work for you. See, we got to stop waiting. And I don't even understand. Look, I'm hungry sometimes. Sometimes I want to eat. I want a sandwich, right? And I don't want it to be peanut butter and jelly. I want something on my sandwich, at least an egg sandwich. Can I at least get a fried egg sandwich? Sometimes that's what I want. And so what I'm saying is collectively, we make that happen by doing just uniting. And uniting don't mean we got to be friends. You ain't got to never call me a day in your life. You ain't got to send me, you ain't got to wave to me down the street. You ain't got to do none of that. All I'm saying is meet me at the polls, baby.
Yeah, but that video I sent you, that's why I was so powerful. Oh, come on, Mr. Witts. Yeah, we'll hear you, sir.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for letting me in your space again. Love you, brothers. Always good sharing space with y'all.
Come here with that.
You come here to my y'all space.
But
like your square on this TV, your square is bigger than both of ours together down here.
That. You see my little dot on the screen?
Yes, that whole bottom claim is yours. You can be anywhere in there.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm in total agreement with everything you all are saying. Our biggest problem is there is no movement. We've become a still people,
Yeah.
a reacting people.
Yeah.
So we react to what they give us instead of moving forward like feet are designed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to get from walking backwards. We walking backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the time, we have to get moving forward and be productive and not wait for them to do something for us to react. You know, we gather. It's like a holiday. It's like a family reunion. Okay, so the family gathers because it's a family reunion, but we're the family at the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have to start moving forward as a unit, and it has to be some motion to excite people to move forward, and that's the sad part. That's what makes us people of reaction.
Yeah, we don't reunion no more. We just funeral.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, sweet cool kitty? Now, this is the show 10 Times Now with Coach John, Mr. Witts, and I'm on my Instagram so people can hear it and y'all can see what's going on. If I got any questions y'all can ask, we can add that to the fray and we will discuss whatever it is you bring about.
It's amazing that we're doing what our parents did because they did what their parents did and they did what their parents did. And you know, it's not so much that we hadn't figured out. We ain't even thought about it. You can't tell me you thought about it. I'm talking about as a whole. We couldn't have thought about it.
Well, we've become complacent with what we think is freedom.
That's what I'm saying.
We think is liberty. You know what I'm saying? And again, we take what is given and they, as the saying goes, when life give you lemons, we make lemonade. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, lemons taste hella good without you changing them up. I eat a lemon like an orange. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell this first. Okay, sweet cool kitty, do me a favor. Put the information where I can have people come and watch the Mama Africa event on the 24th in the Netherlands. So give me the information so I can tell people where to view it from. So give me the link where other people can tune in or click on or the Zoom link where they can come in and watch the event. So give me that information. I'll definitely promote it. And it's awesome. Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Woods. I just had to pass that out there where she's in there. Lady from the Netherlands on here. She told me to promote the event. But I'll promote the event, but I don't have a link to share with people on how they can watch it or participate.
Right.
Oh, she's
it's
saying,
all good, brother. You know, that's what we do. We about information. So definitely get that out.
Yeah, she want me to invite both of y'all. She'd say, invite this man also. I'm going to invite Coach Ja and Mr. Witts for sure.
Okay.
We would love to be there. Thank you for the invitation. You know,
when is it?
Back to what I was saying, though, you know, we forget that we are everything that we are in its rawest form. Because once we go to somebody, we let them dilute us. Oh, you need to adjust that. You need to make that change because people ain't going to this, that, and the third. But this is who I am. You forgive me? You know, if you understand where I'm coming from, we have to stop letting everything change us because we change ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Just to adjust to our environment. That's one of the most talented things that we have as Black people. We the giraffe of the human race because we adapt to every situation, whatever they give us. And we have to stop being that. Stop being complacent with being adapters when we are the plug. We the whole connection to it all.
Wait, check it out. We got to answer Betty's question.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike Hubbard? What's up, beautiful bowl? Betty say, do you all feel that even with the atmosphere of George Floyd and others, that we are still being reactionary? You already talking, Mr. Witt, so you can handle it first.
Bring that again. I'm sorry.
She said, "Do you feel that even after with the atmosphere of George Floyd and others, that we are still being reactionary?"
Oh, definitely. I mean, honestly, I think we've taken the verdict as a pacifier. You know what I'm saying? We celebrating, but that man is still dead. It's not. There's no celebration. There's no victory. You know what I'm saying? It's more. It's not even an eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't. I'm not celebrating. I haven't found a celebration in me. You know, I look at this wicked man stare and stare into his conviction like okay, you know.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
see surprise in his eyes. I see complacency. Like, well, I'll do a couple of years and I'll get out because that's been their routine anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't feel no victory.
What about you, John?
Without question, we are still feet cemented in the ground. We don't have. Again, you're right. We're seeing this this verdict as a time to, oh, we finally got one. Yes, in a sense, yes. We hadn't gotten one till we gotten one, and right now we don't have one. Got to catch a pigeon by the toe. We got him by the toe. That part is for sure, but that's not it. I will say this: I am not a big fan of Joe Biden. I'm not a big fan of the presidents you've seen before him and maybe even the ones coming after. But I will say this, and we're going to talk about this. Let me get the right wording for it. He pushes in Congress the H.R. 77120, George Floyd Justice and Policing Act of 2020. If he pushes the button on that, it's two things I want you to understand. We have to do. We gotta do like this murderer did and put our knee in their neck and make them keep pushing the button. We gotta push past that. That's a good way to end, but we gotta get on that shit. We gotta jump on it right away. Okay. And the second thing is we gotta look out for what's coming next. Because if you think for 1 minute they're gonna put that shit in place and ain't some shit coming behind it, you will be sadly mistaken. Now, I'm not saying Joe Biden is pushing a separate agenda, but I'm telling you, if they're giving us something, they're taking away some other shit. And so we have to be prepared for what's coming after that. I want them to put this in Congress. I want it to be written in. I'm hoping that we get to vote on it. And I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to tell you, if you don't, if I know you and you don't vote on it, don't tell me you didn't vote on it. Because I'm going to cuss your ass out. I'm telling you straight up, I don't care if you're my family or not. If you are able to make it to vote on that and you don't vote on that, don't tell me. Just go on with the conversation like you ain't even hear me ask the question. Because I'm not going to ask you because I'm expecting you. It's your duty to vote for that act to go in place. Now, we definitely want to read the fine print. We want to read the fine print. We want to get to the nitty gritty, right? Because we got to know what's up with it. But the fact that they are putting something in place for the police that's doing the shit that they're doing, we need to be paying attention to that.
And I just want to start with, just like John was saying, if they're offering something.
John, take that last one out real quick.
Wait,
with the one that you just came on or the one before first one?
The first one. Excuse me. Sorry, brother. Go on.
No, what you saying?
No, go ahead, AJ.
I just wanted to get out. You have the floor.
Oh, okay. Now what I was saying is, we looking at, they say, okay, voting this person in or this person in doesn't change anything. If you're on a hunger strike, like, okay, Chauvin was found guilty. You're on a hunger strike. You've been on a hunger strike for 400 years. You can't sit down and eat a whole meal. You're going to have to adjust your palate. Your stomach is going to have to grow with the food that you eat. You got to eat and water. You got to work your body back up to sustenance. See, right now, we're not even up to sustenance.
No.
See, we've been on a 400-year hunger strike, and we want everything to be all right now, and it can't be. Because if we keep in score, we don't even know what the other score is. It's 1 to whatever, 1 to 1 zillion, whatever number you can go to. But the problem is, see, we've always been reactionary. We've been watchers and we've been reactionary because we know that we were taught to watch, because on plantations when they would beat the slave or whoever Jim was that said that whoever was trying to run away, they caught him.
Mm-hmm.
They tie him to a tree. They bring everybody from the field and everybody around because I want you to see what we're gonna do to Jim for trying to run, trying to get some free. Yeah. So when Harriet came talking about taking them free, all they could remember was how they beat Jim when he was talking about going free. So everybody's afraid of free of where it is because they don't think they're gonna make it. So here we are, just like they are. Because Harriet said, I would have freed thousands more slaves if they only knew they were slaves. And here we are, not knowing we're slaves, not knowing we got this struggle, we got this fight, because we've seen so many people die from the fight that we put our hands down. You know, we're gonna wait for something to happen, we're gonna march. We're gonna wait for something to happen, we're gonna march. Then we're gonna rally and cry, then we're gonna march. Then we're gonna say something, we're gonna march. But see, if we march to the polls in 2022,
that's a different one.
17 attorney generals and these 43 senators that thought it was okay for an ex-president to do an insurrection and try and keep his post. See, we need some people that's going to stand up for something. See, I need black people that's not just trying to run for Democrat. I want some black people running Republican. We need somebody in all these positions, regardless of what it is, as long as this position is not unopposed anymore.
Yeah.
Let's put people in. I don't care what party affiliation you got. You know, what's your agenda? You know, what are you doing about this? What are you doing about this in our neighborhood? What are you doing about police brutality? Because everybody's saying defunding the police was a horrible thing, but didn't nobody say that when they defunded the schools? Didn't nobody say that when they defunded the hospitals in a whole lot of black communities, and they moved the little feed centers that we had, and when they defunded the parks, when they defunded the pools, when they defunded all the things that were recreational support in these black communities, they defunded that. It was okay.
It was okay.
Now they're afraid defunding the police. That's horrible. But they defunded everything in our community that sustained us to be about to make us human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, it's an honor to be in y'all life, man. Y'all don't even understand. You know, y'all, your brains, man, is not for naught. You feel me? You got this message and you're giving it to the world. And that's the most appreciative thing that I can say right now. You know?
But Witz, man, I'm saying, man, you are pretty. That's why I keep saying we ain't doing a show without you no more. Nowhere. So don't be saying that we invited you. We didn't invite you. You ain't got no super laces and nothing. Ain't nobody drag you by the coattail. You better get your ass in here.
Your invites ain't no good here. Just bring your ass on.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, when we associate what's going on, we're just trying to create a parallel so you can see that defunding anything has already been done. It just hadn't defunded anything for them. So you understand that they're trying to this George Floyd. Let's talk about that. Talk about the George Floyd bill they're trying to pass.
Before we go there, I definitely want to address this here. Amita Hassan, I definitely want to say firstly, I've not watched that video. I can't emotionally handle that in this moment, and I'm just going to be honest about that. But what I'm saying is that this is why we're here with 10 times now, and our objective is to, as a collective, bring in those folks who are in position, not just in that city, in that state, but in other cities, in other states. And so we can talk about these things so we can get this on the table in another state to prevent it from happening another time. See, these martyrs that are being murdered need to not be dead and gone, and we're not doing anything in honoring them and their lives. And that's bigger than janazah or funeral service. It's bigger than those things. Those things are in that time, but that's for that family. What are we doing for us to collectively? When somebody's murdered, whether it's white, black, brown, police, or whatever, that person can't come back unless I'm making a mistake, unless somebody knows some shit that I don't know. Okay?
Now,
the idea that they're being,
I think you got it right.
Okay, I just want to be sure. But the idea that there are thugs who walk around with a signed, sworn in moment that says, oh, I can do it and I'll go on vacation. That is my issue. I said this earlier today in the conversation with this incident in Ohio happening here, right? Here's what we got to think about. If someone murders somebody else, they go to jail under those limitations, what that law is. If a parent abuses a child, there's a different level because that parent is responsible for that child. So if I punch a kid in the face, I'm gonna get an assault charge. If the parent punches that kid in the face, not only do they get the charge, but they get removed from their parent's possession. So when the police commit murder, how are they even held? What standard are they being held to? Because now, if you're told to protect and serve, your standards should be at a very high minimum. Your minimum needs to be my maximum.
But no, the minimum shouldn't even reach anything that we have listed on our docket.
Absolutely.
Because my thing is, okay, so I didn't bring up the murder of either of the new cases because before the jury was, sent to find a case, police was out still killing people.
They were still killing people.
We got a policeman on trial for killing somebody, and police still killing people. And I don't know how that sounds to you, but it sounds wrong to me. It sounds like they should just be thrown on the end of this case, and they don't even need all the other stuff. It's okay, y'all know where this case is, because I don't know how, if they think that justice ain't gonna roll down the mighty hill like Martin said, because I'm saying, let justice roll down like a mighty hill. I say, should America be washed away in the flood? If we need that much justice, but
these is people that kill one of our babies for said whistling or looking. You know what I'm saying?
And see,
this is the penalty for murder for them. There's no scale of imbalance in this justice system. You feel me? I know we've all seen the video of the man with the gun threatening the cops that I'm going to shoot you, and he still end up driving away in that situation. I don't know if y'all seen that video. The white man in a truck, in a red truck. Police pulled him over. He had a gun on the lap, and they like, whoa, hey, you got a gun. You need to get out. And he's like, I'm not getting out. He's like, man, I will shoot you. This is what he's saying to the police. And he drives away. Meanwhile, they take a black military sergeant, lieutenant, and mace the shit out of him. You understand what I'm saying? The levels of the scale and balance of the injustice is so bold in our face. You know what I'm saying? How do you digest that? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But see, I think we've not been, I guess, apprehensive as a group. We haven't come together and say this ain't right. We got some people saying it ain't right. We got some people over there saying it ain't right. But see, what happened when George Floyd was murdered, there were people in Ireland pissed off. There were people in Paris pissed off because, see, if we not as mad as the people in Paris or in Ireland as the UK, and it's happening to us over here, What's our problem?
What's our problem? Yeah.
Us.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
We
saying.
in our own wave of behind the indoctrination. See, we had indoctrinated people. You know, we celebrating the wrong shit. These little small victories, not even a win. It's nowhere near a victory. It's nothing to celebrate.
Has anybody ever thought that we don't have any celebratory days in the United States that are not days of murder, death, kill?
Wow.
But the thing is think of it this way. So we have all this trauma in these states, and after so many days of trauma, there's a holiday, and we're gonna celebrate anyway. You know, when November come around, the third Thursday, we're gonna go out here. We're gonna say, you know, ain't no the Pilgrims didn't eat with the Indians. They didn't do this. Ain't no such thing as Indians. These are indigenous people. These are the people that own this land. But we're gonna say, oh, let's get some turkey. Let's celebrate. But see, we're gonna do what we've been doing traditionally, even though we know the truth.
You know
What happens is when we finally say that I know the truth and I'm living on this truth now, it might just be large enough for my 2 feet to fit, and I can't carry you. See, that's why this body was made with 2 legs and 1 back, because it's only strong enough to carry me.
That's it.
You know, so if you're gonna carry you, we can go together. But I can't carry you no more. I can't carry you on me. It's hard enough just to carry me. So we understand that we have to understand that we need to have one voice, one direction, one forward movement, and one group of people, regardless of what color your skin is, to make changes in this world. We ain't gonna make no changes. We're gonna still be tug of war. Y'all had picnics before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though y'all wasn't getting hung or nothing, but you was at a picnic. And they got the rope, you know, at the rope where you got people on the side and you got this little line and you pulling. That's what we're doing.
That's all we're doing.
Us against us.
And they over there missing bets.
The line, ain't nobody won. Now Dom said George Floyd hit different. America is whack. We look good for the other countries.
I'm gonna tell you what I realized with our dear brother George. The thing was, it was so horrendous, and we had to watch the whole thing. See, it was different when you see the body laying there after the fact, and they telling you what happened. We saw it. That's what made a difference. And then, I don't know, once all the footage finally gotten out, and you got 20 different cameras telling you these stories, this was the first time that I can remember since watching trials on TV. I'm talking about real trials. I ain't talking about that first 48 bullshit y'all be watching. It's my real trials on TV. This is the first time that there was so much evidence that the defense had nothing to stand on. Absolutely nothing to stand on. There was video. Every time the prosecutor was talking to someone up there, well, I'm not really sure. He said, oh, cue it up. Press fast forward. Can you tell me? They had nothing to stand on. That's what was made this case so different from others. It doesn't matter nothing else, because the end result was they were murdered by the police. But we saw every inch of it on this one. That's what made the difference.
Now, what got me was, even when they tried to embellish to make the defense sound like it was logical, the prosecution would get up and say, okay, just a bit of truth. Just a bit of truth. Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot. Just a bit of truth.
Yeah.
Tell me what this is.
Yeah.
What is this right here? And he just squashed everything they just said that the defense had spent hours asking them. See, at what point in time are we going to have this much truth in our conversations?
Right.
Dom, you're right. You ain't lying. But I'm saying, what point in time are we going to have this much truth in our conversations? Are we going to say, look, I understand what you're saying, but we can't do that no more. We can't act like this no more. We can't let this slide no more. We can't let you get away with this no more. We got to be, see, when we become accountable to ourselves, nobody need to call the police.
No.
See, we're afraid of us.
That's it in a nutshell. That we have to start being accountable for our own shit. And that's everything.
But that's why they got
everybody else that's finding their success within this America has created their own environment within this motherfucker.
That's right.
No,
From
but they've also voted.
They voted. You can't leave that out. You're right.
Yeah.
Also voted. We got the first gay transportation director. He's over transportation in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
First gay person. We got the first transgender, first everything.
Yeah. And
we still haven't. And Warnock is still the first black senator from the old Dixie. You know, so if in 2021 we're still making first, how far does that mean we're behind? See, that's what I don't think anybody here, when they say this is the first African-American woman that's our first minority woman that's vice president. But, you know, they had, what, in the UK, how many women been over the UK, been, what they call it, minister?
Yeah, prime ministers.
Prime minister.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. But I'm saying, so when we're still making first, we have to sit down, and maybe we need a mathematician. We need somebody to sit down and tell us how many years we're behind ourselves, because we don't know.
We don't know.
We can't even we can't math no more. We can't even tell you what's the body count this year. It's been over 150 mass shootings in the United States in 2021.
Come on.
150 mass shootings in the United States in 2021. And here we are. They don't want to pass no gun laws. They say they don't want, don't be taking my guns. They better take somebody's gun.
They better take somebody's gun.
So, and see, things really don't matter until they matter to you.
That's it. That's when they count.
Yeah. See, when they show up at your house. See, that used to be the old story is like, okay, so they say, oh man, the people came yesterday and did this to my house. And oh man, they better not come to my house talking that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They better not come. And then you see they across the street, they down the street. They might pick your house last, but they're coming. So if you don't fight when they show up the first time,
oh, you're in trouble.
How much fight you got left?
I want to know. I'll say that for another time. Let me say this about the George Floyd Act, Policing Act, and that's June 25th, 2020, at 8:02 p.m. The motion was failed by the yeas and the nays. It was 180 yeas and only 236, and there's 236 nays. They did another vote again in the House at same day, 6/25/2020, at 8:41. And this is, I guess that's if my math is correct, and I'm a writer, I don't know math well, but that's 39 minutes later. It passed by the yeas. It was 236 yeas and 181 nays. So you still got 181 people that feel like the police was okay with what they did. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you got 181 Brett Favre? You got 181 Brett Favres?
Say it one more time.
You got 181 Brett Favres.
Right. There you go. 181. And so we have to think about that. Who are these 181 folks that's saying, hey, no, the police did what they were supposed to do? See, those are the people you're supposed to be voting against. Damn the presidency. You ain't got much power up there. It's those, that 181 that said, no, we don't want to put this in effect. The police been doing a great job.
Or the 43. Or the 43 that said, insurrection's okay.
Yeah.
Insurrection ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Only what, 7 people died? That's it.
Collateral damage. See, these are the votes that we're talking about. These are the votes that you cannot not vote.
That when I first said that, I had to listen to myself.
Yeah.
I had to
cannot.
I reheard me. You know, I reheard me.
You guys is crazy, man. But I definitely love the energy. You know?
No, but the truth, I'm saying the truth is this. Okay,
The truth is we have to do the work in the community again. You got to do it right there again. You know what I'm saying? That's what people are afraid of losing what little they have behind their closed doors. We have to open them doors again. You know what I'm saying? We have to work within ourselves to build something, to create our neighborhood. We live in their neighborhoods.
Yeah.
But what if every day?
Just did.
What if every day we do it again like it's the first time? Because see, we can keep saying we did something, but you know, if it didn't change nothing, evidently we didn't do nothing. So every time we need to go back and say, look, I know I was here last week. I know I told y'all the same shit. I know we're going over the same thing, but can we get a couple more people in here to listen? See, this time, maybe if we get enough people, this little patch of land, we might have a whole bunch of stuff planted.
Right.
You know, because if it's just 4 of us, it's going to take a long time. But if it's 40, we might be, all we need is the acres added and the mule. but anyway, we can get it done. I'm just saying that until we actually
build it, it'll come. I feel that energy, and that's what it's all about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why what y'all doing, what we doing here is where it starts. You know what I'm saying? You have to voice to the people so that they can come. You got to let them know that this is what you need to be coming to.
Yeah, and we can't get tired of saying the same thing. We can't get tired of repeating the message. Don't you know?
No, sir.
So Martin Luther King, how many years this past year was he not here? Wasn't it like almost 50?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So how many years have they been repeating his speeches? Like 50?
And going where with it?
Yeah, and so what I'm saying is sometimes it may take the masses a little while to get the whole message.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because I think it was you that's saying that, you know, when Jesus was on the mount, you know, had this big old crowd, it was only the first, 5 or 6 rows that could hear his message. Everybody else had somebody repeating what was said that may not have actually, been a good listener. Somebody may have stuttered. It might have somebody that, that was a little dyslexic, got a couple of words wrong. So we don't know how messages sound when they're repeated by other people. We just know we got to keep repeating our message so it can actually be said correctly at least once when it leaves here. So maybe this will get to you soon. Maybe it won't get to you soon enough. Maybe you only hear this next year. Maybe you won't see this live. You won't see this video. Maybe you stumble across it because a friend of yours is looking at it and you say, "What did he just say?
Yeah.
What did he say about voting? What did he say about the George Floyd Act? What did he say about the Chauvin trial?" Because you don't know how many people need to hear what it is you've heard.
Exactly.
Or hear what it is you've said.
I'm over here trying to find the details to the bill. I'm struggling to find. That's what I'm looking at.
I had to put. That's what I was going to ask you to read. I had to pull it up before. Let me see if it's still up. Because when you sent it out, I was going to talk to you about it, but I wanted to read everything because I don't like going.
Yeah, I don't like halfway doing
half information.
Yeah,
here it is. I got it right here. Let's see if it's still on this page. And it's just talking about the most important parts of the bill. It says the bill addresses a wide range of policies and issues regarding policing practices and law enforcement accountability. It includes measures to increase accountability for law enforcement misconduct, to enhance transparency and data collection, and to eliminate discriminatory policing practices. The bill facilitates federal enforcement of constitutional violations, e.g., excessive use of force by state and local law enforcement. Among other things, it does the following: lowers the criminal intent standard from willful to knowing or reckless to convict a law. Enforcement officer for misconduct in a federal prosecution. Limits qualified immunity as a defense to liability in private civil action against the law. Enforcement officers, a state correctional office, which means that you can actually sue a police officer and not the state. So, and then it says, authorizes the Department of Justice to issue subpoenas and investigations of police departments for the pattern and practice of discrimination. This bill also creates a national registry, the National Police Misconduct Registry, to compile data on complaints and records of police misconduct. It establishes a framework to prohibit racial profiling at the federal, state, and local levels. The bill establishes new requirements for law enforcement officers and agencies, including to report data on use of force incidents, to attain training or implicit bias and racial profiling, and to wear body cameras. And see, there's already a body camera thing, but they don't usually, I don't know how the body cameras, like in Breonna Taylor's, they say, body cameras, weren't on at the time. Or
there's two things I want to say. First, I want to go to the bill, AJ.
Okay.
You said now you can sue an officer and not sue the city.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, does that mean that's taking the city off the hook?
No, it's not.
Okay. So
no. See, what it's saying is like, that immunity, it says limits qualified immunity is where the union has this thing where they're protecting the police officers, because even if police officers get fired, just like a union job, you can say, okay, so this and this and this. So, under this little union law right here, he needs his job back.
Yeah.
And that's how police keep getting rehired.
Exactly, because they don't violate their policies as far as the union is concerned. Absolutely.
But I'm saying, this, and that's what I was saying about defunding the police. See, everybody say defunding the police, what that means. See, defunding the police means that, Google in your state and see how much the police union, see how much budget in your state goes to the police union.
Come on.
See, the police unions are the strongest union. I'm saying, did you know the police chief of Minneapolis, Minnesota, the black guy, had to sue the police department for prejudicial practices before he actually was elevated to police chief? So you telling me in a city that keep killing niggas, the black man had to sue because you weren't going to promote him because he was black?
I got another kicker for you, AJ. When they murdered Eric Gardner, the attorneys who got Eric Gardner off the case, New York City and NYPD hired those attorneys to retrain the police.
But
hired them to retrain the police.
But Jim Crow, and it was like they said, okay, so how do you see? It said, I don't know if it's fact. It said that in Jamaica, or was it was in one of the places that had sugar cane, that this guy was training the facilitators of the plantations on how to maintain governance over their slaves. So once they heard his training was pretty good, so he came to the United States and was trying to tell them, okay, this is what you need to do to train your niggas.
Train your niggas, yeah.
And this is the honest to God truth on how, the Jim Crow system and all these things work, because somebody say, this is how it works. This is what you need to do. Just like Carter G. Woodson said, the miseducation of the Negro, but he never said how much miseducation we got or how heavy is the education that we didn't get.
That's right. I'm glad you said training. Do you have Still Black or the Black Book of Black in your hand, in your possession? Don't show it yet, but just grab one in your possession for a minute. Okay. I'm glad you said train. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Let me show you how. Let me show you. See, this is how God works. Okay, y'all with this mystery stuff and praying the spooks and all. Let me show you how God works. This is how God works. In my mind, I'm saying I need to get into this portion. I watched 16 shots. 16 shots is about Laquan McDonald. The police in New York, in Chicago, shot him. Laquan body spinned around. The shot stopped. He fell to the ground. The shot started again. 16 shots. That murderer on the stand, I'm talking about the murderer with the police badge, with the shield. He said that he saw a target. It was the target he was trained to work on. He practiced on this target. This target was white sheet of paper with a black outline. So if that's the problem, AJ, open up your book for me one time. I just want y'all to see something. If the white sheets with black writing is the problem, why don't they change the sheets to black and put white lining on it?
You can see the hole a lot better. You can see the hole in it a lot better.
A whole lot better. A whole lot better. So what I'm saying is, it's not a matter of how to fix things or what things to fix. It's a matter of us telling them, listen, you're not going to be able to do these things because I got somebody in that seat waiting for you to do the right thing. And if not, your ass is out of there. That's the point we're missing.
And the thing is, because I was talking to, I took my computer over to to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying young brother, he's Hispanic, but I'm saying we had this great conversation. I was telling him about this show. He said he was going to tune in. He said, "What y'all talk about?" I said, "Everything." And I told him, I said, "What you got to understand is that we are trying to tell you that everything that we experience is 10 times more important than we see it being." And that's why I showed 10 times now. I said, he said, "Well, what about the trial?" And I told him, I say, the trial was a trial. I said, if we elevate it any higher, when the score is still 1 to a gazillion, ain't no scoreboard could hold their numbers.
Mm-mm.
I said, so we're not trying to balance anything out. We're just trying to find a way for justice to continually be served. So how do we get justice each time it happens? I said, so it's not the one trial. It's that, can we mimic the movement of the case to fit these other cases? Because it's the same thing, regardless of what state, what dirt, what street it's on, what place it's in, what policewoman, what person did it, or what the situation was. Was he at a traffic stop? Was he running with his hands up? Did he, was he sitting down? Because it's almost like, they just shot somebody sitting in his car. They just shot somebody with their hands up.
Yeah.
Shot a little girl with a knife, and they say she was about to stab somebody. But see, I don't think a 13-year-old girl needs to be shot. Like you gotta if you're gonna shoot her, a bullet in the leg hurt bad.
Hell yeah, damn sure do.
So I don't, like you say, they only know the top torso region of a target, because it's show using that shit to death.
To death. And then AJ, let me throw something in there. Now, when the verdict happened, what y'all don't know, let me tell you how entertainment works, right? The verdict, we're gonna announce the verdict around 4:30. You know how many commercials came in between that? How much the networks charge?
One's that paid top dollar. One's that paid top dollar.
That man's death.
Now we charging prime time rates in this particular,
Oh yeah. They was 25, 35, 55, 55, 55. They was doing that
exactly
instantly. When they we got word. 4:30 is going down.
Your prime time rates.
What I'm trying to show y'all is that these people have a whole ways of making money off of you in everything that happens to you and everything that you do. But they won't invest in you voting because they know they ain't gonna get no damn money out of that.
But not just that, when it comes to PPP loans, they will actually give hundreds of millions of dollars to these big corporations that just got was part of the $1 trillion tax break.
But wait. The NBA, it was either the NBA or the NFL had to return the money.
Well,
Because they took money. One of them had to return the money.
well, McDonald's did too. But
And I'm saying,
no, see, when you what happened is banks have affiliation with big corporations because they got money in banks.
money in the banks.
Small minority businesses have credit unions and other little businesses that they have affiliations with. So when you send your information to a bank, they say we don't know you, so your information is going on the understat.
Yeah.
Because they know you. They said Coach Jock come here all the time checking on his money because he got a bunch of money here, and we would check his application out first. We trust him. We need to reevaluate. We need some more answers. Now we need some more answers from you.
Who you know, man? Did somebody call you to come down here? Why you choose this bank? Yeah.
Who sent you to us?
Who sent you? But I want us to be reminded that it is a great thing to know that this murderer was charged for murdering someone. It's a great thing. But I want
you the charge or change the wording.
Right. Because remember they did that. They did that.
They threw third degree in there just in case.
Just in case.
Okay, so check this out. So if you murder somebody, they say, okay, was it murder? Was it first degree, second degree, third degree, or was it they got all these different titles for death, for murder, death, kill, and I don't understand how gone ain't gone.
Like if you label it right, it reverse.
Yeah.
So.
Label right, he just missing. No, you know something, man. It's amazing that we're looking at this, trying to look at it from all aspects.
Yeah.
But what I want people to understand is that our mission is just starting. I'm saying because, I jokingly say, we've, 40, 2 out of the 46 chances we've had a chance to change some shit in America. 2 out of 46 chances. I say, so regardless of who you like and don't like, and I explained this, I said, when you have all these positions unopposed, it doesn't matter who you change in there. They just see change coming. See, when you don't have somebody in there for 60 years or 30 years or some good old boy system to where they know they're coming back, everybody working. Because when you're hired on a new job and they say, okay, we're gonna evaluate you for 90 days. 90 days, we're gonna determine what type of raise we're gonna give you on the salary, and then we're gonna give you, insurance and dental and all this other stuff. But for 90 days, you can be terminated at any point. So, like for 90 days, you on time.
You eat your lunch at your desk.
Really, you on time? You sit there and you ain't even on your phone. You ain't texting. You ain't playing solitaire shit on the computer. 90 days, you own it. 90 days, you good. But 91,
97,
no, 91. You can say, boss, I had a flat this morning. See, the first excuse is always the flat.
Yeah.
Because that can happen.
That can happen any given Sunday. Yeah.
And then the next one, you calling from the parking lot. They can see you out in the parking lot in your car, and you got your voice saying, I'm not feeling good today, boss. Is that you, John? Is that you in the park? No, it's not me.
Look, you forgot to take your location off your iPhone.
It's not me. But the thing is we are. It's a lot of things we can laugh about, but it's a whole lot of shit ain't funny.
That ain't funny.
I would rather have you thinking about how change looks close up than thinking that everything has to be hard. So everything ain't hard. Some things we just haven't accepted yet, but it ain't hard.
No. And also, speaking of that's what I mean about y'all gonna get voting out of my mouth as long as I'm on the goddamn live. I don't give a damn whose live I'm on.
No,
because I understand now more than ever the importance of it. I was on the phone today, AJ. I didn't get to call you back with a representative here, and I got a few representatives in this area that are going to be. We're going to have them on here. But all of you that who live in different states, listen. Don't contact the representative. Contact their office. Because trying to contact them and send it directly to them, you can forget about that. Somebody's answering those emails. Contact their office and say, hey, listen, it's not even a debate. We just want to know what we need to know. You want to get votes? Come here and we have the conversation. It don't cost them nothing. In fact, it's saving them money because they don't have to buy stamps. They don't have to buy stamps.
And you know, and the most my thing about voting, you know, because dude asked me, I was getting my computer fixed, and that's why I was in my voting. He said, you know, why are you so hell bent on voting? I said, because as a senior in high school, same story. I say, I saw how some little African-American students decided that they wanted to change something in an all-white school district and say, let's get these people that moved out into this area registered and ready. So when time to vote, we're going to vote in the all-black school board. Do you know how it looks when an all-white school finally decide, you know, figure out that these niggas voted? This many voted? How they do this? I'm saying we had church buses, we had people with station wagon, we had people offering rides, and I'm saying, and when it worked, you know, you always think something can work, but you don't know what works until they voted in. First thing they did, they voted to build a brand new school. This school was old and dilapidated, looked almost like a castle because it had been there since that long.
Wow.
But they built a brand new school on our vote. And when I saw that happen, can't anybody tell me? Can't anybody tell me voting don't matter? Can't anybody tell me voting can't change nothing? If you sit down and say, we looking for change, do you know if you throw a pebble in the rock, how it skips and you see those little waves around it? But you know, if you get 1 million people to hold hands and jump up and jump in this little lake, you might just be on dirt. The water might be gone.
Right.
Can't stand the pressure. You know, and it's amazing how we are sitting here unaware of the power of our voices. And see, that's why, you know, starting tomorrow, I didn't do it today, but starting tomorrow, I'm gonna go early in the morning. I'm gonna be poetry in the park. I'm gonna sit down and just talk about some facet of poetry, you know, because I want to talk about line equity. And line equity might not make sense unless you talk about dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But if you find line equity in your poetry, if you say, okay, I'm evaluating each line of this poem, so no line is without scrutiny. I done went through each one of these lines and I done took out everything that don't go in this line. So now it fits where I want it to go. See, a lot of people tell me, well, I don't edit because I don't want to change, you know, what I started with. I'm like, no, editing builds a better picture that you started, builds what you thought you saw when you started.
Exactly.
When somebody shows you how to edit. See, you don't go through and try and change what idea came with it. You just add more color. You add a full background. You add, you know, okay, so there's patches of dirt. You add St. Augustine grass. You know, you're going to fix it up. Say, you're going to get this picture.
You're going to get it.
You're going to get this work.
One way or another. And we have such power as a people. We even got the power to stop forgiving dumb shit. We forgive everybody and everything, man.
Wait, go back. No, you got to go back, man. You got now we got the cape, we got the phone booth in the back of our house, and the power to stop what?
Yeah.
I'll stop forgiving dumb shit.
Stop forgiving. We forgive everything,
That's
man.
some superhero power right there.
That's real power. I got the power.
No, man, but it's amazing how, you know, because I was, you know, I finished the poem on one of these computers, and it's talking about how we're always apologetic. We're always apologizing for something that they did to us, something that we didn't do, something not even in our power, we're not even in control of, but we're apologizing because we've grown so used to apologizing, so used to being that in that subservient role, like, okay, master, you know, my bad. I couldn't stop old Leroy from running away. My fault. You know, so we're taking blame for other people that not even in our control. Exactly. That's what Malcolm say. Malcolm say, slaves say, boss, is we sick?
Just think about that.
So if the boss start coughing, we're gonna start coughing too.
We're gonna start coughing right with him. Oh, boss, you got diarrhea? I do too. You got colon cancer? You know, we are victims to some raggedy ass people, man. But we are victims to ourselves first and foremost. These chains that are invisible only last because we keep seeing them. And we just refuse to it's kind of like, you know, the elephant. They take the elephant and they chain him up to a tree and he can't move. And he can't, no matter what he do. And then they get to the circus and they just got a little piece of rope.
Man.
Into this column.
The circus used to be down the street from my house in Dallas. You know, circus would be right on the edge of downtown, right?
Man, so our house is burning.
Circus would be right on the edge of downtown. So we go down there and we could walk down there and just walk around because, you know, they got the animals outside, you know, in little tents, and you walk around the tents and you see all this. And I asked the question why they had a rope. They had a rope around with a stake in the ground around the elephant's leg. And the guy was telling me, he said, well, when the elephant move and feel just a little tug, he remembers that chain, that chain around his leg and that chain around his ankle. And so he stopped moving. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's us. It's almost like we have DNA that remembers. Change, remembers the plantation that we were attached to, remembers this land that we had to go and pick early in the morning. So we can't, you know, it's a shame that we have this long memory, but we can't remember nothing about yesterday.
We the elephants, man. You know, we keep saying how powerful and we keep talking about how the system is, right? And how, you know, how strong and unbreakable and how it needs to be broken. The only way to break this system is to use that motherfucker.
Now, well, see, the thing is the system only works when people work it.
When they work it, that's what I'm saying.
It's like, okay, it's like the little gym down the street from you with all these weights and this, you know, the massage parlors and all this stuff in there. If don't nobody use it, it's just a gym.
It's just a gym.
But then when you get trainers in there and they send out information, hey, you want to train, you want to fight MMA, you're doing this. Then you got trainers getting people in there that know how to use the gym.
Different story now.
People using this equipment. See, so what if this thing right here and these things right here, we know they kind of work.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody talking about how to use them.
When we gonna see that?
And somebody comes along and say, hey, what if I can get you to understand the power of an opening line?
Wow.
I don't want you to write the poem. I just want you to write the opening line. Because, you know, you can have this beautiful house, big ass door in the front, but you ain't got no key to get in. It's a beautiful house. The opening line is like a key to that door.
Yeah. Yeah.
opening line, you can write about whatever's in the house you want. Because if you have an opening line, you have the key to the source of unimaginable greatness.
Talk about that.
And a lot of times we, because we read somebody else's poem, we listen to poems, and we say, okay, I know where this is going, or I know. But then once you hear a poet a couple times, you say, oh, I need to just stop trying to anticipate this, because he done got me every time. So let me just see where it's going.
Yeah.
And then we start saying, okay, where would I go with this? See, I want to write to where you would take my poem in a different direction than I did, because I got you on. And I always tell people say, stay in your lane. I say, forget that.
What lane?
Stay in your lane. I say, this your whole freeway. What lane you want to ride in?
And you don't even got no direction to go in. If you go
how fast you want to go? What lane you want to ride? It's yours. So don't stay in your lane. Just move.
Yeah.
Oh, it ain't cut off. It ain't cut off no more yet. I just turned it on to see if it was gonna cut off.
I did a Zoom workshop earlier today, right? For Earth Day. And the beautiful thing is I did it for some of the folks who are with one of the organizations that give funding to the arts, for arts to do the work. And when I started explaining why I use the images and stuff and why I do the things I do, it was almost like I was preaching to the choir. They already knew. They figured it out. What I'm saying is you are an architect the moment you pick this up. And all you have to do is work it. Treat it like your girlfriend, your husband, the man you're cheating with. Treat it like that. Just use it. And this, you are the architect. I've learned that the more boundaries I'm not afraid to cross, the better my writing has become. And then I get to listen to AJ, tell me how the ancestors speak to him when he's sleeping and shit. And I'm trying to figure out if they coming this way because I'm scared. Between him and Wits, but there's an honor in being able to hear other people's work and then that challenging you to do other work. I want to be that writer. I want to write some shit that you say, you know what? No, I'm gonna write some shit. No, you said this. I'm gonna write because you said that, or because I stole one of AJ lines. I'm just gonna.
No, man. Now that there. We haven't had the conversation on this yet, but we gotta have that, because I'm saying it. See, it wasn't that we had the same line. It was that the power of the line we had. Because I don't know if anybody else that would have come up with the concept within the 10, 11 words that this line was. It wasn't a whole lot. It's like, okay, a line, whatever. You can take that line, do whatever. No, it's not that kind of line.
Not that kind of line. That line couldn't fit any place.
Yeah.
That line is like a chemist. You put the wrong shit, that line don't mix.
Mike, they did it with the Apollo prompt. No, but that line, I was like, because when I wrote it, I was happy. I was like, damn, check this out. He said, hold up.
How you think I felt?
Hold up. I just came up with this brilliant line my damn self.
If we would have been in the same room, you would have swore I looked through your paper.
I know it, because man, I got in fights in school, right? Because I had a smart mouth and I was smart. So I played football, basketball, I ran track. Math was probably my favorite. Two ancestors gave me all the same line, saying, definitely, that's what happened.
That's it.
But in math, man, I finished my math homework the next day while we doing whatever in class that day. And I probably do my history homework in math. So I do, when I went to football practice, my books were in my locker. I had already finished all my homework for tomorrow. And everybody used to say, man, let me see your homework. I said, man, you kind of stupid, man. I'll be turning in 2 papers, both of them with my name on it. I'll let you copy after me. You'll copy the whole thing, my name, everything.
Everything.
And they be mad, so they want to fight. I'm like, man, if you ain't stupid, how come you can't do your own work?
Yeah.
Why you need mine? And had this other guy, a little frail guy named Carlton, man. They used to pick on him and make him, see his homework and they copy. And I said, Carlton, man, come with me, man. They ain't copying after you no more, man. I started telling him, I said, look, I will help y'all with this work. But y'all ain't picking on this man no more, taking this man work. He didn't work hard. I say, all you gotta do is sit down. I can show you simply how to do it. And he was like, no, but I've been doing it. And I showed him and say, oh man, that's it. And I didn't do it like the teacher showed. The teacher would get mad at me because he said, okay, how you get the answer? I was like, is it correct?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, it's correct, but how'd you get it? I said, if it's correct, it don't matter how I got it. I said, when I get one wrong, then we could talk about it. But don't
have that conversation.
And they'd be mad at me because I'm like, what sense does it make for me to do something like you doing it, where I do it better like I'm doing? And I didn't understand that. I just had this way with looking at mathematical problems, regardless of what the formula was. I could see the question, write the second step, and see the answer.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have all of them. I just see the answer. And they said, well, how did you get it? I'm like, I don't know. It just looked like that's what the answer should be. and they thought I was joking. Just like I tell you, I said, I get this pitch in the morning and I write this poem because that's how it works.
Yeah.
And say, how does it work? I just told you. I don't know nothing but what I'm telling you. That's my hotel. It could be a tale of woe, but that's my hotel.
Yes, hey, one of the things that I always like to share about when I was in grade school, and middle school too, but it happened in grade school first. And I used to, I get the work done, and I'm bored. I ain't got shit to do, so I'm being silly, doing whatever, right? And but one time, social studies teacher was like, well, we're going to read from the book today. We got some catch-up reading to do. And call my name up. But you know how teacher think they got one up on you? So I figured he think, like I couldn't read and shit. And normally I'd be like, man, I ain't doing no work in here. But I felt like, so either he was doing some reverse psychology or he was trying to play me. And in my mind is, no, I'm going to show your ass up.
But either you got caught in the trap.
I got caught. Man, when I tell you I read so good, he said, have you read this book before? I said, no, I think I was in the 4th or the 5th grade. I said, no, I don't read this shit. I don't want to read this. Watch your mouth, Mr. Smalls. Okay, no problem, my bad. Can you read a little bit more? He didn't believe I was reading like that. I read the whole time we was doing reading. After class, he said, I just want to ask you, why do you act like that if you're that smart? And I said, so you're saying I'm acting dumb? He said, no, that's not what I'm saying. He said, you know what? My mistake. I shouldn't have said anything. Left it alone. But see, the mindset of non-black people, they think if you do this, they know the answer why all the time.
But I'm saying what makes his question valid is that there were people I knew were smart. All right, man, do it. There were people I knew were smart.
Mm-hmm.
That people in the class would say something about them, say something bad about them, make fun of them, but they would sit in class and try not to act smart. And I was like, man,
I don't understand that.
I told him, I say, I'm the smartest person in here. I don't care. and everybody was saying, you ain't the smartest. I'm like, prove it. Prove it. So, what up, eBay? What up, Condon? Marianne? No, but I said, because I told you, man, first grade, they sit me on a stool in front of the class. And I just read to the class, and they put me all over the building. So what I did, first, second, and third grade, I was the star of whatever play they had. I helped Miss Alton, the art director, built all the backgrounds for all the plays and all this other stuff. So I was never in my class. I'm helping in the auditorium because math I was good, reading I could do it, I could write. And they couldn't teach me any of the things they were teaching other kids because my mother, I'll tell you, my mother read to me at about 3, between 3 and 4. I memorized every Dr. Seuss book we had. And she thought I could read, and I just had a good memory. And then I think she was pissed off. I think she was pissed off that I couldn't read. So she made me start reading, man, every day for like 2 hours. I had to do math for an hour. So I'm doing this. And after a while, I knew all my timetables. I knew, it wasn't a whole lot of things you could tell me. I knew my timetables. I knew what else. So what else you need? How you going to the first grade? I already know your timetables and how to read. It's like, what you got?
Yeah.
So I was a problem. My dad told me I wasn't shit. Because I remember them asking, they wanted to skip me a grade or so. My dad said, "The hell with that nigga. He ain't nothing. He gonna do like everybody else. He gonna go to school." He said, because my dad would always say, I dropped out of school in 3rd grade and went to work. He said, I went to school one day in the 5th grade for my brother Charles because he was sick and passed the test he needed to make it to the 6th grade.
Oh, wow.
But see, my dad, you never knew if he was lying, if he made that shit up. But he had so many of them that you just stopped asking. You just stopped laying. Okay, is that the truth? Didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Didn't matter if it was the truth or not. It was the story you're gonna get.
I'm gonna tell that story to my daughters. I'm stealing that shit. I'm gonna tell it to my grandchildren. I can't tell it to my daughter. They ain't gonna buy it. My grandchildren, I'm gonna tell them that. I'm gonna be like, I went to 3rd grade and I didn't go to school again. So one time I had to go pass the test for your uncle. Oh, man.
I'm saying that my dad was so sharp, but his tongue was so sharp that it didn't matter who was talking to him or who said anything. His tongue was so sharp that he had a comeback for you.
Wow.
And I think he was a sergeant. Yeah, he was a sergeant in the Marines. Because he was in the war. He was a sergeant in the Marines and he talked nothing but trash.
Wow.
But he was one of the best domino players, man. And E-Man say at his wedding, he gonna bring a table. He got some Dallas Cowboy dominoes. He ain't open yet. and I was trying to tell him, I say, E-Man, it's your special day, man. You don't want to mess it up, do you? he said, no, man, I'm bringing these. I said, but E-Man, I'm saying, I'm saying this jokingly, so you would take it with brevity, because I don't want you to feel the weight, feel the weight of what you about to get yourself into.
I'm gonna tell you, I love playing dominoes. We play. So I play the Latin community play Capicua, and the Jamaicans we just play 6 Love. We just each end for the Caribbean side. So that's how I grew up playing. I don't play on the sides and all that. We play on one end, either end. That's how I play. And if we playing like that, I'm in. All that putting on the side and all that, I don't do all that. And then they got dominoes where it's like 27-point numbers on the shit. I ain't played that shit.
Now, we'll see what happened, right? Okay, after my dad wrote the rules to it, right? Everybody started adding.
Wait a minute, AJ. Wait a minute. He said his dad wrote the rules to it.
Yeah, after my dad wrote the rules to the official domino game, everybody started adding different ways you could play it because it made it too complicated for a lot of people to maneuver in this game. So you had people playing, pool 7, no pool, 9, no pool, all these different games. And I was like, okay, I always sit down with people. I say, okay, you can tell me the rules as we go. So that way you can make them up if you need to. Tell me the rules as we go, because ain't no way you're winning anyway.
Damn. I miss playing with my Caribbean folks who slap the damn table. You slap the damn table when you get that last one, AJ?
I slapped the table on the first one.
Yeah, I do it all the time. So I just put it down there, slide it in, smack it down, and slide it up.
Man, we went and had a trophy made, Domino Championship trophy. Me and my brother and my cousins, we sit down on Fridays and go in there. Well, Betty, that sounds good. That sounds good, Betty. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Anyway, we had this trophy, right? We had this trophy that they gave out the winner every week. We take the trophy home. So every time I go, but I worked a lot because I worked at Vault. I did finding similar airplanes. I worked a lot, so I might have a trophy this week. So it's still at my house. And say, man, we need the trophy so we can pass it around. I say, you only get the trophy when you win it back.
Right.
You don't just, come by the house and get the trophy so y'all could. It ain't like I'll leave y'all finna send me to jail for not want to go to the war and take my belt.
I need to get the trophy. We're gonna take it for a ride downtown. We can put it in the convertible.
But I'm saying I got a partner, man, named Herbert, man. We grew up. But see, when I was 3, 4, 5, Domino Shack in West Dallas was over by the levee, right? Domino Shack, bootleg. My dad be at the Domino Shack. He'd take me to the Domino Shack, put 3 phone books in the chair, and I'm his domino partner. And he give me $5, $7, whatever when it's over. I know he didn't won a whole bunch of money. I see the money. I don't know what they're playing for, but we whooping ass.
That's crazy.
So, and I had my Aunt Laverne and Aunt Edith as partners. Because my dad's family, when we got together, it was like 4 domino tables in the house, slamming, everybody cussing, hollering, drinking, smoking everywhere. And when I got about 16, my aunt would call me. I'd go over to Hampton Park and she, they be playing. I'd be whooping them up and down. And then every time they play, they say, I'm going to call Jeffrey because Jeffrey, come on over here. I'm going to get you. I say, Annie, y'all beat me up so much when I was 12 and 13 years old that I done had enough whoopings to last me a lifetime. So y'all don't want me to come over there because I'm gonna treat y'all like Mama Viney sent me. That's my grandmama.
Wow.
I'm gonna treat y'all like Mama Viney sent me because hey, it ain't gonna be nice. What up?
Oh man, that's one of my favorite games. That we couldn't play basketball outside. We was playing dominoes in somebody's house.
But I learned to play chess, pinochle, dominoes, bid whist. So
I learned to play chess, but I didn't play it. I didn't play often. I don't know if it's because I didn't have anybody to play with. Wits is too much of a thinker. I don't play chess with Wits. I couldn't play chess with Wits. Wits get on my nerves. He'll think you right out your game. And I'm like, no, never mind. Wits see a color that you've seen all your life and he'll break that shit down. And I'm like, no, hell no. You're not going to be whooping me chess because I can't think like that. Hell no.
My math teacher taught me to play chess. In 11th grade, I learned how to play chess in 11th. So he used to go to all these places. He took me to this guy's house. This guy had a sunken den in his house. And in the sunken den, it was probably a huge room. But there was a sunken floor in the middle of the den.
Oh, wow.
It was a chessboard. And the chess pieces was about 4 feet high, each one of them. So you would be down there. There was a chairs, a sofa all the way around. So you playing chess, but it's 2 people down here on the floor playing chess with these big old 4 foot high pieces.
That's crazy.
And he took me over there. He took me over there to play chess, and me, I sacrificed all my pieces. I sacrificed my queen. I sacrificed everything. Hey, they say you play unorthodox. I said no. I think unorthodox is religion. I'm like, no, and I like when people attack my queen because I'm like, okay, you attack I say you can have her, because you spend too much time trying to defend the piece that you mess up your defense,
knocking everything else off.
I'm like, you can have her. I got this set up over here. We going forward. I give me another lady. But no, man, I'm saying I love the object of thought. And everything we're talking about, whether it's poetry, whether it's dominoes, whether it's chess, it relies on your ability to create a situation and a solution amongst yourself.
Yeah.
Because whether it's dominoes or chess, the situation is you thinking 5-6 moves ahead. Saying, okay, the only options he got is this, and this is his best option. If he tries something different, this is my move. So you're already thinking. But I'm saying, because poetry is that way. Poetry is a chess game you play with yourself.
Play with yourself.
So just say, okay, I'm drawing this picture, but I don't like this blue that keeps coming up. What color am I change it to?
Yeah.
You know, how does turquoise taste?
Yeah.
You know, and you write this in. No power. What's up, Minnesota girl? No, man, but man, it is so awesome, man, that we had this week that we had that, you know, everything went the way we were hoping.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a solution, but it wasn't a problem the way it had been.
Yeah.
So finally, we didn't have a celebratory event. We just had an event that was supposed to go the way it went. And see, we don't know as a people. What's up, Nopal? I'm saying we don't know as a people how things are supposed to go when they're supposed to go the way they go. So when the court case went the way it was supposed to go, because that's the only option that was there. Well, see, the thing is the sentencing phase is usually a thing they do with white folks, because usually a black man, when he when he found guilty, they say, okay, you're reprimanded for 87 years or 18 lifetimes or whatever they're gonna give you. They finna give you right now because they don't want to see you again.
They want to see you again.
But
that gentleman said, we'll see sending is in 8 weeks. I was like, 8 weeks. First of all, let me say this. When I saw, I don't know if I got a text message or something, but something made me know that they were going to. No. I had a news flash come across my phone. That's what it was. That they were going to do the sentences. The verdict was going to be read anytime now. It could be as early as 4:30. Shut everything down, turn the music off, boom, turned it on. Sitting there waiting, I'm waiting. Tamika's sitting there holding the baby. I'm sitting there and I watched the verdict. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm fine in the moment. And then my eyes welled up. I mean, I cried a cry that I didn't see coming. And Tamika put her hand on my shoulder. She asked, I said, that's somebody's child. That's somebody's father, brother. And it's just, why you know what I mean? Not just why did it happen, but why the theatrics for this shit to happen now? And so it really, I was so emotionally wrapped in it. I think that's why I had to disconnect from the time, because I was watching up until the time when the older man was, I think he had on all white, and he cried. I wrote a poem about that. When he cried on the stand, I knew then I had to be in and out. I couldn't stay focused on it. It overwhelmed me.
I was so, because you typed in I was live. You said, okay, the verdict is coming down in a little bit, I said, cool. And I was like, I could end it and go in there and check it out. I said, but I know how it's supposed to come out. And if that's the way it comes, I don't know how I'm going to feel.
Yeah.
When it came out, I only felt angry. I felt anger because I'm like, so how long have they been getting away with murdering us, with killing us? With no eye for an eye, no verdict, nobody even standing accused of anything. And I'm like, I can't accept this as new, as like, wait, we won. We didn't win anything. We just showed that it's time now for you to reap the repercussions of your actions.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen on these other 2 cases that we got right now. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen now, because when the Attorney General said that he's getting ready to pose an investigation on Minnesota's police department. And and that's when I found out that the police chief for Minneapolis, Minnesota, the black guy, had to sue the police department for prejudicial hiring tendencies, just to get his position. So imagine your police chief had to sue you because you didn't want a black guy as police chief.
AJ, my question becomes this now.
Okay.
My question becomes this now, right? He was guilty on all 3 counts of murder, with fellow police officers standing by. What happens now?
I'm saying, my thing was, I said in the beginning, I thought all 4 of them should be sitting there at the same time.
Exactly, at the same damn time.
I don't think y'all need 5 different trials. Four different trials. I think y'all all did the same thing. Okay, check this out. I had a friend of mine, his 2 sons. One of his sons used to model. Met my niece, he was all in New York modeling and New York Fashion Week and everything. Dope kid. When he came home, he was hanging with some of his partners in Fort Worth. And there was this string of robberies happening at gas stations and little convenience stores, just a whole bunch of robberies, some just badass kids. So next thing I hear is they arrested both of his sons. But 3 people in the car said that his 2 sons were the ones in charge.
So what, did he get off now?
No, I'm saying, no, his 2 sons said that they just got back in town. He said they were just hanging out with friends.
Wow.
They didn't know these people finna go rob this gas station. But they charged him with all the other robberies that they didn't have a clue who did it, because they could wipe them all off the books. And the 3 people in the car that had been robbing all these places decided that they were going to turn evidence on the 2 people that didn't rob nothing. So he had to put a lien on his house and everything, try and get, defense for his sons. And it was a shame, that he had, hey, Watson, let me hit you back, man. Okay. No, but it was a shame, because it was like, I'm like, man, I don't know how that feels. But I always told my son, because I told my sons he could hang out with people that came by the house. So when all his friends would come by the house, I would tell them, what's up, Metaphors? I say, they knew from jump. I said, look, you can't come in my house with your pants sagging. Ain't no niggas gonna be in my house. Not loud enough for me to hear. Ain't no cussing gonna be in my house unless it's me. So they come over, eat pizza, invite girls over to be upstairs in the den, playing the game and chilling and having fun. And every time they come over, they pull their pants up and they be mild-mannered. And I'm saying, there's a good kid in every kid out there.
Yeah.
Because they respect their mother, and would probably respect their father if he was there. So how do you get them to respect you? So everybody that visit my son used to love coming over my house, because they know I'm real. I'm gonna be real with them, but they not finna get away with nothing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's a shame how it becomes distorted when your relationship fail. Then people look at you as a failure. And I'm like, until you actually have a relationship that fails, you don't know what failure feel like.
Because it don't feel good.
Yeah, you don't know what failure feel like until you have a relationship that fails, and you say, man, and no, but what I'm saying, when you sit down and you try and decide, okay, so what could I have done? Okay, did I do everything I could? Did I put my all in?
No. That ain't the one, AJ. What about when you fix in your mind, if I do this, everything's gonna be fixed?
No, we already did all that. you know that point. I tell you, my book was gonna be abandonment issues, right? And when I wrote that poem, abandonment issues, that that was a relief to me because that was actually my story.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I think the opening line says, you know, I didn't, it says something about, you know, when you came home every day gone. And that's what it felt like. And I don't think we know what alone feels like to in the room with a person that you said forever and a day with, and it seemed like they ain't there.
Wow.
And you look at you, and you're looking like, I see the shell of you. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of them sure need to. Now, some grown men. I saw a guy yesterday, man. Me and my girl was walking. I saw a guy yesterday, man. His pants was so low that I wanted to go pull him up myself. A grown man.
He probably had a bunch of gold teeth in his mouth too.
I was just looking, and I was looking like, you know, I was looking like, what kind of accident is this? Let me go help him. Yeah, let me go help him. What kind of accident is this? So yeah.
Man. Oh man. I don't know, AJ. I don't know. We got a long way to go as a people, bro.
No, but see, check it out. I don't think we got that far to go. See, because you know, right now we're streaming on IG and you know, Facebook and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I think somewhere in this system we leaving smoke signals and shit. And then I can hear drums echoing in the back somewhere. So there's another message. So there's a whole lot of messages in here people might not know,
right,
that we're leaving. But I think as long as we do what it is, because all I can do is what I believe I'm supposed to do. And I think this is what we're supposed to do.
That's it.
And I'm saying I can't ask no more of you, man, because I'm saying, man, I'm happy with everything I hear you write, man. I think everything is you know, and it's not a word that you toss around and shit. I think everything you write is like glorious and shit, you know. And that's not a word you hear. You don't hear that shit with poetry all the time. How was the poem? Poem was glorious.
Glorious.
You say that's not the way you describe a poem. But I'm saying, but there's no other word to describe the content on how it weighs on your thoughts, on how it carries you till tomorrow, how it weighs on your yesterday, and kind of drags you into this tomorrow, trying to figure out some more shit about it.
I've realized how reading your work, right? Because you know your book is always close by. I guarantee you it's in this pile. Look, I move one book, and then there's a book. I'm telling you. And then there's then there's Witt's book, then there's Lovely's book, then there's Gifted's book, there's Dark Man Rain, Kim Height, that's mine, and then that's Kim Height, Lady V book. So I always have, but I've learned to what I've learned and respected about your work, AJ, was the depths of it and how I don't need to learn how to speak Spanish because you speak plain English very well. And a lot of poems, you got to learn different languages because a lot of times you get lost in some shit. But I've learned that if I just take your poem and allow it to breathe through the soil that is placed in. There's flowers that are on there, flowers that I've not even known. I know that my writing has changed since hearing your work, since reading your work, sharing conversation with you. And I'm so honored for that because it has expanded how I write and what I write and even the purpose of me writing still. And you don't get that every day.
No, but I'm saying there's an ebb and flow in the way you write to where there's a story about to unfold. I'm saying, you know, a lot of people might tell a story. Somebody might show a story. Somebody might say, well, let me explain this story to you. No, it's like you have a story that's unfolding that you can't even see the rest of that shit, and you got to just let the flap come out. You know, like when them long cards you say, on this birthday, I want you to, and you start saying, what the hell? Now, your stories unfold, man. And I think to me that's amazing, and I'm saying Wits too, man, because Wits he has some images that you're not used to. Because you know, I told Wits we're gonna write this team piece, right? Because I got this, I woke up with this concept right before I got the shot, right before I got my little Moderna COVID first vaccine. The piece I was working on was title was Learning Tree. It was the one time about I gave Rosetta back her rocks. It's hard to talk with a throat full of stones.
Wait a minute. Rewind that shit. Hold on. Wait, what you say, AJ?
That I gave Rosetta back her rocks.
If y'all didn't catch it, don't worry about it. Wait for the commercial to come on TV.
It's impossible to talk with a throat full of stones because, you know, I've been trying to learn these languages, and the only language I need to learn is tree.
True.
I said, because if we want to know history, and you know, it's talking about how we know how many years after the prophets had died that they wrote the scriptures. I said, but if I could touch the shard of the wood of the cross of the tree that remains, and I knew how to speak tree,
yeah,
I would know the story of Golgotha.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to ask nobody.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's just, and that's the whole concept of the pieces I'm trying to build it to where, okay, if I want to know American history, I can go learn the history.
Mm-hmm.
You see me in plantations talking to trees and touching trees and me and trees crying and shit.
and I'm toying with this poem about big trees, you know, and the idea of you know, the people who plant them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they planted these trees, you know, take 300 years to do what it's going to do. So when they planted it hundreds of years ago, did they know that slaves, that human beings were going to hang from these trees? Did they know that they were going to hang from the tree just because they was black? Did they plant it with their left hand so the tree could swing further to the right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know, stuff like that. I said, I'm talking about the big trees that shade the big house, but never lean towards the slave quarters, never lean towards the cotton fields. Because there ain't no shade over there. You can get shit over there.
Yeah.
And so do they plant these trees knowing that, oh, this is going to take care of the big house?
Yeah. And trees refuse to lean.
Like, oh, I ain't going over there. If the trees are afraid, I better grow big and strong, because if he hangs somebody and I break, master gonna chop me down.
And that was one of my favorite poems in the Black Book of Black is Slave Trees. Because it was just the idea of a weeping willow.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a weeping willow was like an oak, but it pleaded with heaven because it said, I see what America doing to these trees and blaming it on the trees, saying it's the trees' fault. Take these limbs from me and just make them branches. Let them be just leaves and let them sway and let me just cry for all these folks that ain't got no tears no more. And I'm like, I just want people when they see a weeping willow to not even see it that way no more, to see it the way I'm describing it to you.
Yeah, that's the key. See how I'm trying to describe it.
Because it said they don't ever want to be blamed, because it say they would not even say whatever kind of tree it was, no matter how high the flames on the cross was, you know.
Yeah.
Is that an oak cross? Birch.
Wow.
I could tell by the way the flames going. That's a birch cross right there.
That's something. That is something. Just the thought of that. Wow. Red Oak. We did a battle with me, Wits, and E-Man versus It's V, Kendra, and Illusion. And I did a poem, and in that poem, I broke down each of their state tree before I started talking about them. And then I ended up as a pastor and acting like a pastor. And man, them mothers called me. Only one who didn't say nothing to me was V. But Illusion and Kendra said, "Don't you ever do no shit like that against me ever in your life." But it's something about trees, and when you ride past them in the South, if you ever think about, you know what I mean? Did somebody's ancestor hang from that tree? Was he tied and left there for the animals to come eat his flesh? You know, all those things pass your mind. When I flew to, I gotta find this poem. I got a poem in there I was writing when I flew to Florida, still a couple of months ago during the pandemic. And on my way to Florida, we're flying over, and the plane is on a decent descent at this time. And I'm looking at water, and there's, you know, you can still see the clouds that look like more like almost like mist at the time. And I'm saying, man, these grounds are so familiar, like I've been here before. And I got to find this poem, AJ. And I'm writing this poem as if if my ancestors are talking through my eyes. And I'm talking about what I see and how familiar this looks and all that stuff. I got to find that poem because I didn't name it, and it's in there, but I got to find it. But those are kind of, when you say stories, those are the ones that I want people to see the stories in that.
I'm trying to, oh man, I got this. I tell you, well, the piece I'm working on it's moving. It's the one My Brother's Keeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not to the main core yet, but it's close. So I'm gonna read you what I got so far.
Mm-hmm.
Title poem is My Brother's Keeper. Say, these are the original words to a song we're still attempting to figure out. A song we've been singing since grade school. How can America call herself beautiful when a reflection is so horrible it would frighten itself? This has to be the only country we discover new geographical locations. Often incident report fails to gain national attention. Often accidental shooting, preceding the murder of another unarmed Black human. Police believe in equal opportunity, one black, one blood, one box. My father would say, why finger your weapon if you have no intent of discharging a bullet into the very subject you are aiming? It is in this moment of distress, of great consequence, of only now, no later, of impassioned disenchantment, I began with deep sincerity a prayer. Be with us this day. May we continue to breathe. May bullets refuse to enter our melanated flesh without your blessings.
Yeah.
Watch over our seeds, our friends, our community, over those we don't know who will also need your protection, from those who have sworn, pledged, and are paid to protect us. This prayer will never end, will not cease to be sound, will not require an amen, will be repeated daily in our wake, our slumber, at breakfast, through dinner. As we move and tarry, let us not be troubled. For we are the sons and daughters of the troubled, of time bandits on a mission to take our breath and steal our days. We are the classes from which lessons are birthed, the footnotes for which no books are written. We are the students of pain with a history of corrections from those who know no better. Would not know corrections if it was pinned and carved into the badge on the chest. How can anyone watch death dance across these streets as unprotected, unarmed Black men lose their lives in grand, terrifying numbers and not ask with a questionable heart, long will these actions be without recourse? a remedy? How much further can freedom be from here? Can we begin to sing a new song with different lyrics? We shall overcome no longer holds promise. Doesn't sound as if we've gained a grain of sand, a step. Has the echo of standing still? Are we just mocking time? Singing this age-old song and standing still. Our country is built on slogans, mottos, and commercials. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to be free in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. Friends don't let friends drive drunk. Maybe blue. Stop blue from killing blacks. And that's all I got so far.
Wow. Yeah. Damn, I'm frozen. I'm frozen. Wow. Yeah, man. I want to do. I can't wait till we can work on this project that I have in mind. I'm really excited about that, man.
Faye gave me her notes. I tell you, she started writing. She say, "Look, I already wrote my part of the story." Ariel Lane, what up? What up, bro?
She said, "I ain't got time for this shit."
Yeah, she said, "I already wrote my part of the story." I'm saying, I told her, I say, you know, a lot of it is probably some of the directions we were going to go to. So I said, it's excellent that you've outlined it. You know, and the other thing I was telling you, I started this DNA point what you was talking about a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I was trying to say, you know, that what if the things we say that, you know, how sometimes you say, damn, I apologize. I didn't mean to say that. So what if your tongue was taken over because we got all these people living inside our bones?
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying. It's say, you know, maybe I acted, you know, a certain way with you the other day. That wasn't me.
I don't know who that was. I must have been possessed.
That wasn't me. Some of these visitors and shit.
Yeah. I have so much unfinished stuff, man. I'm trying to find this other poem, but I found this other one that I ain't finished too. I got a lot of stuff I got to finish up. A lot.
Yeah, come on with it, man. Sure.
Let me get. It's not finished, but this is something I'm working on. You see, I've been here before. The last time confusion found my address. I thought my ticket was one way. Thought maybe this time the repeat button was stuck. But the dark side called me again. Anchored my name in sands that couldn't spell my name. I knew they forgot my existence. Heard them call the syllables of our former owners. I've been trying to shake them. Searching for balance in the unpaved driveway. Satan has to be human. Has to have pigmentation. Can't tell me he ain't studied the people before me. I've grown tired of their medicine. Every fix they've fixed within my pathway.
Mm-hmm.
I know what an orange soup looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I know it smells like cafeteria lunch in tiny milk cartons. Mm-hmm. Bamboozle hasn't found us yet. We've heard it, but never squoze it from the same substance. I've written it in textbooks. Lived in the lining of every government handout. They ain't giving us nothing for free. Nothing besides death. Besides imprisonment. They love to hand you down slavery dressed like smiling faces. I see why they hate Lincoln. Not that he's a friend of mine, but at least I knew where we stand. At least I know he ain't never liked no black skin. And I stopped there. But I want to finish that poem because I love there's humor in the realness.
Yeah.
You know,
and it takes you there, and you just waiting on. Okay, so where we're going.
yeah, because like, oh, it's coming.
Get on. Let's come on. It's like a gallop. You know how they do that little click? Like, okay, let's get a little gallop on this horse.
Yeah. So, but there's certain things that I've learned about my writing that I can go back and find and be like, okay, yeah, I know exactly why I put that there. You know, they've fixed every fix they've fixed within my pathway. Yeah, stuff like that. You be like, man, wait a minute, hold on, what? Say that shit again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man, I told Witz I was working on me another erotic poem, right? And I was trying to figure out how the opening line, because I wanted the opening line to be completely offset. Nobody be ready for it. And I just got it right now, because I got variations of it in all these places on folders and computers and shit on my phone. But it wasn't, you know how if it don't set right, you still working on like it's something missing in this.
Mm-hmm.
But the opening line is gonna be, every night I measure every inch of her as she sleeps.
Oh, wow.
Her neck has been the same length since the day we met. Because I know every day I love her more, so she has to grow in something. No way her body can hold all this love I keep offering. And that's where it started.
Yeah. I decided with my well, I didn't finish my Can I Poem For You joint because I got a bunch of haikus I'm dropping in there. I got a bunch of haikus.
I was gonna get into one of the haiku slams at Nationals. Probably my third year at Nationals, I was gonna get in because I started writing haikus, but I always had a problem with haikus because at Nationals they had a couple of people that start writing something else that was almost like a haiku that they call it, whatever it is. It was somebody trying to change the concept.
As always.
Roots of trees, and for that I'm grateful. No, but what it was is I couldn't stomach stealing a Japanese form of art and making it something else that it wasn't supposed to be in the beginning. We stole enough shit. We stole a whole lot of shit.
I told you in the beginning we want to be like America's white people so bad.
I know. I was saying we stole a whole lot of shit, but that I couldn't do because a haiku is a seasonal Japanese poem.
Yeah.
And I understand that. So if I was gonna write a haiku, it was gonna be a haiku.
Right.
And I get tired. To me, it's almost like it's like my take on movies. You got Freddie and Jason did 37 each. So you can't keep writing the same movie and just changing actors. And I'm gonna pay to see it top dollar. I should get a discount because your idea is discounted because you took an idea that's been repeated so many times that all you did was add a couple of lines and other characters and change the way he came back.
Just a little more seasoning.
Yeah, and I'm saying I can't pay top dollar for that old idea you keep. So I don't know, man. I don't know how it doesn't settle right with me.
No,
that we keep writing. It's almost like America keep doing the same shit to us. We keep asking the same question, doing the same thing, reacting the same way, marching, and we got signs in the backyard that might need to be repapered because they done rusted and mildewed in the rain because they've been back there for a minute.
Yeah,
and the wood on the stick is cracked. How the ants and shit eat through the wood. So now we got signs in the backyard that's got rodent marks and all this stuff in it, and we out here marching with the same signs that we've been doing for a long time. So eventually we got to change our tactics. We cannot continue to be watchers and then say, okay, tomorrow we're gonna meet at noon. We're gonna march again. Where we starting? Oh, same place we usually start. Where we going? Same place we usually go. When we're gonna end? Well, the store that we usually stop at is closed now. So we got to go down a little further so we can, get something to eat. But they know we're coming.
They know we coming.
Because they killed another black. They know we're marching. They killed another person. They know we're marching. They know we're coming through the city. And it's like, it's almost like somebody do something to you and they know exactly what you're going to do. Okay, like NFL. Okay, NFL. Let's say you played this team earlier this year. They beat you 44-3. So the next time y'all play, they got your old playbook. They done New England you. They videotape your practices and shit. So you ain't got no plays they don't know. They New England you already. So you get out there and you start running the same plays that you ran the same game that you got beat 44-3, and you're expecting a different outcome. And I don't know how we keep playing the same game by the same rules against the same people and expecting a different outcome.
I think I said on this actually on 10 times now, I think I said it before. The riot gear officers don't even have lethal weapons. I'm not saying they should have them, but I've never heard of a police officer without a lethal weapon. You understand what I'm saying? So when you marching, they ain't thinking about you a threat. They'll just stay there. They ain't gonna do shit. Just stand right there. They have their little nightstick and their pepper spray and their shield, and all bets off.
They got some pepper bullets and shit,
Yeah, but that's the people behind the front row. The front row ain't got shit. Front row ain't got shit.
And I always, I always knew this is one thing I knew for sure. If I was back in the days with kings and shit, and we finna go to war, I might be an arrow man, but I ain't finna be on the front line on one of the horses. I ain't finna go down there and charge and run toward the other people where it's a whole bunch. No, I'm saying, no. No.
A big no. A hell no, if you would.
Like I know if I was on the plantation, some days I just get up early for the slaves and go to the big house and be knocking, master, you can go and beat me now.
Let me get mine over with.
You can beat me now because I ain't picking no cotton today. You can just go and give me mine because I'm going to get my right now. I ain't finna wait for no lady. I ain't picking no cotton today.
You ain't got to waste no time for the whole day. Go ahead and get it now. I tell you, I don't know about it. If I lived back then, I would not have children. It ain't no way in the hell. They're gonna beat me to breed.
I say I be waking Mass up all the time. He say, "Boy, just go back to bed."
I'm selling your nigga ass in the morning.
You ain't gotta pick no cotton. Just let me sleep. Can I get some rest? I'm tired of beating you.
Man,
because I'm like, Master, we ain't picking no cotton today. We ain't doing no field work.
Oh, that's Mina waking up. I guess I'm gonna have to get up off of here in a minute because she's calling for some help down there now.
No, man, but check this out, man. I'm gonna definitely review the whole write up because they just wrote a brief on the
George Floyd Act. Yeah, I want to read that as well.
I'm gonna read the whole thing so we can see exactly what's in it. Yeah. And I want to see what this investment is because I'm still waiting for somebody to have a conversation that we had about where all this money ain't going.
There's a lot to be said, a lot of answers that need to come out, and I definitely want to be there for it. I do.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of money that ain't going nowhere.
They ain't going nowhere. IG, I'm out of here. IG, I'm gonna hang up on y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna have to get downstairs and get to my little one because she making a lot. She raising sand down there, so I'm gonna have to go. Y'all might not get here, but IG, I'll talk to y'all later. Be good, be blessed, be at peace. And
I'm gonna go see what I'm finna cook. We gotta cook something. Gotta eat something.
Yeah, I started this vegetable soup because that's
no. We bought some jambalaya the other day. We just gotta heat up.
Oh man, you good to go?
Yeah, I just thought I need to make some cornbread though.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Witch just popped up in it. What up, Witch? We can get out of here now, bro.
Oh, I don't miss y'all. I apologize, fellas. I had to dip out.
It's all good.
All right. Well, I know y'all some late birds, so I figured I knew I was gonna catch something, but I ain't think I was gonna catch y'all saying good night.
We late birds and Mina early.
Yeah, Mina early. She said, not tonight, Daddy. She started yelling. I said, uh-oh. Once you hear the first one, you know she warming up. But when you get two back to back, it's time for me to get up out of here. Well, look, man, I love y'all.
We need to talk, man, because I want to talk to you about a t-shirt design too.
Okay.
Just call my phone.
Okay. I'm gonna cook something now. See what we're gonna eat.
I'll be up.
Once I put Mina down, y'all hit me up. I'll be around.
Okay.
Right, that's what's up.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all 10 times now. AJ, Mr. Wicks in the building, man. Thank y'all. Come back with your questions. Read up on the George Floyd Act that they're putting in. Read up on it. We need to know. You might see something we haven't seen.
Yes.
Read something up on it. Take a few notes if you can. I know we give you homework, but hell, you got to. This is what we live with. And so, because you might bring back some things we might have missed. Read up on it.
We're gonna stop calling it. We're gonna call it life work because this is shit gonna save your life. We need to figure this out.
Damn, you're home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't got no home if you ain't got no life.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
But
anyway, we'll see y'all soon. Next time, same channel, same place. Y'all know what it is. Peace and love to you.
I hit you up later, man.
All right, man. Hit me up. I'll be right here.